He has profoundly influenced many up-and-coming South African jazz pianists such as Nduduzo Makhathini, Afrika Mkhize, Carl Shepard and Bokani Dyer, and is one of South Africa's greatest national treasures. That's Lamontville-born legendary pianist, composer and multi-instrumentalist Bheki Mseleku, who was born on the 3rd of March 1955 in Durban and then died on the 9th of September 2008 in the United Kingdom. The award-winning musical genius was laid to rest in an unmarked grave at the Merebank Muslim and Hindu cemetery in Durban. His tombstone will be unveiled today after all those years, followed by a series of cultural events. Now, tell us more. We're joined from our Durban studios by Creative Director of International Bheki Mseleku Memorial Appeal and a good friend of Mseleku, Eugene. Eugene, good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. All the better for being in the city of my birth.
Let's talk about Bheki Mseleku. I mean, who was this man?
Bheki Mseleku was without a doubt the most gifted musician who came out of South Africa. There's no doubt about that as far as I'm concerned. So he was an incredibly gifted musician who just woke up one day and found that he could play, you know, with effortlessly, and I quote him, he could just play, and he was, he had two of the joints of his two fingers on the right hand missing, but from a childhood accident, but that didn't stop him from having a technique that was incredibly mesmerizing. And whilst his first instrument was piano, the first one of which he owned once he got a deal signed with Polygram in 1992 in London, he could also play guitar, sing, play the saxophone, and anything you'd put in his hand, basically.
Mm-hmm. Take us back to 1980. I mean, this is a time when you met him as well, and he was in exile. Take us back to this time. What happened?
No, in fact, in 1980, I didn't meet him in 1980. In 1980 is the year that when I went into exile, I took him with me. Mm-hmm. But we met in the 70s during the Steve Biko Black Consciousness movement era. And he was one of the musicians of choice then. You know, who inspired people like Sipho Kumete, Kaya Mahlangu, you know, Robbie Jansen, and many, many others. And when I had to leave South Africa in 1980 because of my activism, we went together to Europe, and I ended up in London, and Abdullah Ibrahim, one of the other great musicians from South Africa, recommended that Bheki go to Sweden to join Johnny Tjani and Gilbert Matthews and such musicians. But after a while, things weren't going well for him in Sweden, and then I brought him to join me in London. And that's where his career took off. You know, in 1992, he was, 94, sorry, he was nominated for the Mercury Prize for his album Celebration. And the rest is history.
Yeah. Let's talk about the events lined up for today. What are we looking forward to? What's going to happen today?
Bheki Mseleku, as you will know, died in 2008. And last year, 2015, I led an international campaign to raise funds to design and produce and install a beautiful tombstone to mark his burial site for the whole world to be able to see and come and visit him. Today, we are unveiling the tombstone. And I'm supporting the Mseleku family through his elder brother, Langa Mseleku. We're unveiling the tombstone, and then, which is in Merebank Hindu and Muslim cemetery. And then later on in the morning at 10 o'clock, we will be at the University of KwaZulu-Natal Center for Jazz, where Nduduzo Makhathini, one of Bheki Mseleku's proteges, the young award-winning pianist, will be leading a band that features Professor Salim Washington, who teaches at the university, and other people, and hopefully Sipho Hotsticks Mabuse, who is bringing his flute to play on a groundbreaking track from Celebration, the album. The track is called Angola. And there'll be many other, there'll be poets, Bheki Mseleku from Durban, for example. I will be playing a duet with Nduduzo of a composition called Confluence, the Meeting of Rivers, which I composed and recorded with Bheki Mseleku.
All right.
And, yep.
All right, Eugene, thank you so much for blessing us with your presence this morning. Enjoy the activities today. I know how close this to your heart this is today. Well, we're speaking to us from our Durban studios is the creative director of International Bheki Mseleku Memorial Appeal. He was a very good friend of the Lamontville-born legendary pianist, composer, and multi-instrumentalist Bheki Mseleku. Eugene Skeef speaking to us about Mseleku's unveiling and memorial cultural event taking place in Durban today. All right, let's talk all things Olympic.